What's up, YouTube? I'm Mike, and today we're playing Guess the Estrogen Level again. We're still playing Guess the Estrogen Level instead of Treat the Estrogen Level because it has now been 4 days since I gave blood and I still don't have a test result from Quest Diagnostics. This is one of the many reasons that I very rarely get my E2 checked and why I have gone to great lengths to learn, to understand where my estrogen levels are by feel. Because just like everything else in the world that has to do with women, it's a pain in the ass to get your estrogen level checked. When I get blood work, most blood work comes back within 24 hours. I got my comprehensive metabolic panel, my prolactin checked. Both of those results came back in less than 24 hours. We are going on day 5, and I still don't know what my estrogen level is. So I have had to continue to play this guessing game and basically dose everything that I'm taking accordingly. So what I have been doing is going based on feel, and feel tells me that, has continued to tell me that my estrogen level is low. For all of the reasons that I have continued to explain in multiple videos, none of which should have been necessary. I don't know why this test result is not, I don't know why it takes 4 days to get this done. Like I said, if it has to do with anything that is innate to women, it is by nature a total fucking clusterfuck, which is actually what led to the creation of this video. You're probably looking at the title and being like, what the fuck is Mike talking about? I have been reading a book by Friedrich Nietzsche titled Thus Spake Zarathustra. I will not get into the reasons in this video why I'm reading this book. I'm a Nietzsche fan. I've read The Will to Power. I tried to read The Birth of Tragedy. Unfortunately, that was a brutal read. And now I'm working through Thus Spoke Zarathustra. And tonight, when I was trying to read a passage from this book to my wife, I began to tear up. So definitively, my estrogen level is on the rise. Thus spoke Zarathustra tonight while I was reading it to her. This is one of the things that I've been saying over the course of the last, feels like eternity. I don't know how long this has been going on. Has it been going on since I was 10 years old? Because that's what it fucking feels like. It feels like it's been forever since I started having all of these problems, and every day that goes by that I have to sit here and check my notifications 500 times, waiting for a fucking blood test result to come back, and just making me hate mint. This compound that I was loving so much in the beginning, I'm just rapidly beginning to loathe it, because this is just, again, everything. When you guys are always like, come on, Mike, try EQ, try this, try that. I'm like, no, I don't want to try anything. I've already dialed my estrogen level in. I already know exactly how much Arimidex I need to take. I already know exactly, with this dose of test, that dose of test, I had my prolactin, I had everything dialed into a science. And then I threw something new into the mix that totally, massively upset the balance. And I've been going through fucking misery for over a week. So the question becomes what is the quantity of gains that you need to get from a compound to warrant this? Which is why I've pretty much decided I'm never doing fucking EQ. I don't ever want to go through this shit again. It is a total fucking nightmare to deal with estrogen because you can never just go get simple answers to where your levels are. So the test result that's eventually going to come back, I guess, at this point, I'm just waiting for them to send me a note saying, sorry, we fucking lost your blood work. I don't know what could be taking so goddamn long. But at this point, the number is effectively useless to me. Because the only thing the number is going to tell me is whether or not my feeling was right. That's all I'm going to find out. If the number comes back low, then I will know that I was accurately feeling my body. If the number comes back high, then it tells me that I was inaccurately feeling my body. But it's not going to help me to dose how much ADEX I need right now because it's 5 days after the fact. So I have been changing doses in my protocol trying to unfuck this, and so there's no baseline anymore. So I'm up to 600 milligrams of testosterone cypionate per week. I'm taking 700 IUs of HCG 3 times a week. I've increased my nandrolone to 300 milligrams a week, trying to kickstart prolactin production so I can get my prolactin back out of the toilet. And so whatever data comes back on this E2, again, it's only going to minorly help. Hopefully it's going to come back low, and then that will really solve all of the problems. Because if it comes back low, then I know that my feel monitor is good, and I should have just been trusting myself from day one and not listening to what anybody else tells me. I don't give a shit what the paper says. In my experience, my body has never been wrong. If it is wrong, it still doesn't explain the lack of symptoms for all of this time. So I have definitely not been crying while reading Thus Spoke Zarathustra, which is a fucking mouthful of a goddamn title. I have not been crying while reading that book for the last week and a half. And suddenly tonight, I was having to bite back tears about something that absolutely should not be emotion-inducing. Just last night I read it, and I didn't have any tears. I did feel very strongly emotionally connected to the passage, but I wasn't tearing up about it. And then while trying to read it to my wife tonight, I was fighting back tears. This right here is a telltale sign of rising estrogen levels. I was concerned last night that my estrogen was on the rise because my nipples were sensitive. But the problem is that, again, I think in my body, the mint is acting like some kind of an AI. Because a couple of nights recently, I've had sensitive nipples at night and in the morning, and then it goes away during the day. During the middle of the day, coincidentally, after I've pinned my mint shot and it's climbed in my fucking serum concentration, the nipple sensitivity seems to reside. It comes back, but it seems to reside during the period of the day that I'm feeling the mint the most. Now, again, that really shouldn't make any sense because the serum concentrations of an acetate ester should be somewhat stable when taking it every 24 hours. I honestly, this is the first time I've ever run an acetate ester, and I'm on the extreme other end of the spectrum. I don't think that once a day injections is enough with an acetate ester. I feel what seems like a come down effect every single night. So when I pin the ACE, within an hour or so, I definitively feel the come up. I feel it very acutely in my body for 3 to 5 hours, and then late in the evening, I start feeling exactly the kind of way that I would feel if I took any drug that has a come down effect. Like, for example, Molly. When Molly is peaking in your system, you feel great. The second it flatlines and starts coming down, you can feel the come down. That's what this acetate ester feels like every single night. There's a couple of few hours of every single night where I'm really not feeling that great. I'm feeling like I'm coming down and I want to pin another shot. I've not been doing that because I suspect that it'll jack up my sleep. So on the one hand, I like the ACE ester because it seems to have less of an effect on my sleep because of the fact that it seems to be very short acting in my body. It doesn't even seem to last for 16 hours, really. It seems to be crashing in less than 16 hours in my serum concentration. Again, maybe I'm a freak and I'm feeling something. I don't know what I'm feeling. I don't know, but there's a definitive feel every day when it rises, and there's a definitive feel every evening when I guess it has stopped rising at a minimum, which again is what makes compounds addictive, drugs addictive, is that everyone loves the come up. It's the crash or the plateau that usually is not that enjoyable, and I'm extremely sensitive to this. This is why I have sworn off short-acting esters the entire time I've been using gear. Because I know I'm very sensitive to the rise and fall of something in my system. All of the reasons that I only run orals for short periods of time, like a lot of people say, well, you can only run an oral for 6 weeks because it's bad on your liver. The reality is that psychologically, I can't take orals that long. I love Anadrol, but the peaks and valleys are just too much after a while. And I'm already starting to experience that with the mint. And we're like 3 weeks in or something. Like I don't like short acting esters. That's why I have always stuck to E esters. I like to come up, stay real flat for 3.5 days, and then pin another shot. I just absolutely don't believe there's any value in the daily injections at all. The trend doesn't feel, I've been pinning trend every single day. It definitely does not feel any more stable in my system with daily injections than it did with bi-weekly injections. My sleep is no better. There's nothing. I notice absolutely zero benefit to daily injections with the trend. So I don't know that I'm going to continue doing it because I react poorly to the ester or something, and I just keep getting welts all over my system myself from pinning it, which is one of the reasons that, again, that I didn't want to pin every single day. So I suspect that tonight I'm going to have no choice but to dose. I keep hoping these test results are just going to come back. I don't know how much longer it could possibly be. My fear now is that we're getting into the weekend and then the lab is going to shut down and I'm not going to get anything until Monday, which is going to be really catastrophic. So I don't know whether, like, it's half in one hand, what do they say, 6 in the other, half dozen in one hand, 6 in the other. Like, if I take more 8X and crash my estrogen further, I mean, it's just, I am now feeling the effects of high estrogen. And so I just feel like the smart thing to do is to default on feel. The reality is that even if I'm right and even if I'm right, my estrogen was low because the mint has some type of aromatase expression or aromatase inhibition in my body. If I'm some kind of freak and the mint or the combination of 19 NORs acted like an AI, that's all fine and great, but it can't be infinite. So the fact that I keep increasing the dose of aromatizable drugs, logic would follow that eventually you're going to overpower the AI effect of the mint, and you're going to start making estrogen again. And it seems like I have accomplished that. It seems like my body is now starting to make estrogen again, and I need to do something about it. The scary thing is I do not have the raging high libido that I usually get with high estrogen. I think I look a little bit wetter, but it's not extreme. So I don't know what to trust. I don't know how much of an effect the low prolactin can have. Can the low prolactin be offsetting some of the effects of high estrogen? Is the reason that I'm not bloated because I have a high E2 but low prolactin? Like, what gives? Who knows? That's the thing. And when you can't just get simple fucking blood results to tell you where you're at rapidly, then you're always just behind the 8 ball. And this is why I absolutely hate screwing around with aromatizable compounds. I mean, I can just about guarantee you there's a 99.9% chance I am never going to run EQ. It is just absolutely not worth this misery. I have barely tapped into the power of the DHT derivatives. I could be running Primo at 1,000 at a gram a week, Masteron at a gram a week, 500 milligrams a test. I could increase my DECA, my trend. All of these things, they come with predictable outcomes. You know, if I take the mint out of the system, I could go back to slowly increasing my testosterone dose because at least I can trust the feel of my body. At least I'll know when I start getting side effects that it's truly just the fact that I'm over aromatizing estrogen, and I'll know, okay, like I'll be able to dial in how much Arimidex I need or how much Primo or something I need at, say, 600, 700 a gram of test. In the situation that I'm in now, and maybe I could do it with this. Maybe that's what I'm going to find out. What I'm hoping to find out is that my body, in my body, mint acts kind of like EQ. EQ seems to have an AI effect to it, or that's what most users report. If I find out that mint is doing the same thing, and once I have that known variable put to bed, then it's just a matter of raising my doses until I find the sweet spot. And so that's something that I can cope with. Sitting here in the fucking dark and having my body not react normally to various signs and symptoms is what I can't tolerate. And it's what, again, like I said, it's what's making me hate this drug. Why I'm tearing up at Nietzsche, but don't have moon face and, you know, a film of water all over my body, doesn't make any sense. Why I have broke D game, but I'm crying at books, doesn't make any sense. And so these kind of variables is what makes this just absolutely unbearable to fuck with. On the other hand, it's way more straightforward because everything acts in a predictable manner. So when I'm crying at books, I'm also retaining water. All of you guys are telling me my face is fat and I'm trying to ignore you. You know, and my libido works and everything else is working. When you have a situation where you have like 3 of the side effects and none of the others, and there's this competition that seems to be taking place in your body, that just starts to drive you crazy. And that's what's happening. This situation is just making me mental because I cannot cope with existing for long periods of time in a state of unknowns. I fucking can't stand unknowns. I feel like the Matrix is testing me right now. I've got packages that are supposed to have been here 4 days ago that haven't arrived. The car that was supposed to be on a boat is suddenly not on the boat. It's just done with production and waiting to get on the boat. I'm waiting 5 days to get my fucking E2 checked. It's like it's like hurry up and wait with everything in my life right now. And it's making me lose my fucking mind. And I know it's a big boo-hoo you. Oh my God. Oh my God, bro. Nothing's working the way you want it to. It's so terrible. I know, dude. I know. Maybe this is a sign of the estrogen. Look what I'm doing. I'm in here making some crybaby fucking video whining about my problems. Like I have high estrogen. This was not the way I was behaving a week ago. I mean, it wasn't the way to you guys, I just put out a video titled I'm Dead Inside. Actually, it was 2 days ago because YouTube won't approve any of my videos. My new conspiracy theory about YouTube and their video approval process is that they're doing it intentionally. Coincidentally, right at the same time that YouTube rolled out this new members thing that you may have seen on my channel, right about the time that the YouTube members program rolled out, is when they started slowing down the approval process on all of my videos. And coincidentally, they notify creators, hey, what you can do is you can create a members group and charge people like say $5 to be a member, and then you can let them have early access to your videos and then release it to everybody else a day or 2 later. They actually are suggesting that. That's one of the reasons I even thought to do it. Because I've got these videos that are not getting approved, but so they're not monetizable yet, but you can put them in the members section where effectively they are monetizable because somebody had to already pay to watch it. I don't think this is an accident. I have now heard from a couple of other creators that they're having the same problem too. Their videos are not going up the day that they produce them. They're having to wait through some backlogs. I think that this is actually working as intended. I think YouTube is doing this so that people like me, you know, especially bigger, like you get the vast majority of the views you're gonna get on a video from your diehard audience. So if I throw up a video that's unmonetized, you know, and let's say it's only gonna get 1,500 views and it gets 800 of those views in the first day and a half that's unmonetized, you lose the bulk of your income from that video. And so they've clearly set the stage where you can monetize it twice is what seems to be happening. And they don't give you much choice. You can either wait and leave your video unlisted, or you can cough up the profits, or you can get in line and adhere to their little program. So what it seems that they're doing is intentionally setting the stage so that you can create a perk where if a person wants to watch your video the second that it comes out, it goes into the members section and they eventually get done with their BS approval process, then you can roll it out to everybody else. I personally think that's what's actually going on. Maybe I'm wrong. That's the other reason that I was actually not going to do a members thing. I was only going to do OF. And I was gonna put all my videos on OF and leave them there until they got approved because I didn't want YouTube to be able to profit off of what I feel like is a hustle. But then I had a whole bunch of people complaining like, oh, I can't go to OF. I'm going to get in trouble. I don't have any control over my life. So, ooh, OF is a gross platform. I want to have your content when it first comes out. And so it's like, fine. Okay, fine. If this is the way YouTube's gonna roll, you guys don't want to fucking let your boys drop, be a fucking man and get an OF page, well fine. Then you can pay $5 to fucking YouTube gods to get it when it actually rolls out through their membership program, which I'm convinced is the fucking setup to begin with. So you see guys? You see what I mean? This is why I don't upset the balance. I am unhinged enough when things are completely dialed in my life. Tinkering around to this degree where I have wrecked my entire D game with my wife. It has been broken for a week. We are getting further. We are drifting further and further apart. This is catastrophic to a marriage. And the gains that I stand to gain from this are just not fucking worth it. The gains that I could get from EQ, the appetite, all the bullshit, it's just not worth it. And this is why I don't do it. And so I hope at this point it's like, you know, like people are like, why don't you just pull the mint out? I should. I really should. I should just throw this bottle in the fucking trash is what I should do. But when you've already invested this much and you feel like you're right at the finish line, it's like the double-edged sword. You know, the one voice in your head is going, dude, this is not worth it. Throw it away. Pull the plug. Stop the bleeding. Get back to normalcy. And the other voice is like, dude, you've already gone through a week of misery. The test has got to be worst case scenario. 7 days is like a max, right? So worst case scenario, you've got to wait till Monday. You've already been miserable for fucking 15 days. What's another 3? Might as well learn something. Don't pull the plug and then get the results and then try to put it back in and then cause all kind of cascade of fucking problems. Just stay the course. Relax. It's 3 days out of your life. Once everything it becomes known, this will be a distant memory in short order. Which one do you listen to? They both are valid pieces of advice. Pull the plug is a valid piece of advice. You've already suffered 15 days. You might as well see it through. Also is valid advice. Both of these make sense. How do you make a decision in life? The reality is, we don't. We have no free will. My stupid little brain is going to do what it's already decided to do, quite apart from my desires or whims or wills. All I can do is sit here and observe what is already going to happen, whether I like it or not. Kind of like this video. You might be seeing it at approximately 10 p.m. on June the 28th, which is when I'm creating it. Or you might see it in the members section for a day or on OF until it finally gets approved by the YouTube gods and you get to see it. You know, it's almost like they're treating you like serfs, like lower class citizens. Oh, you think you're going to use YouTube for free? You don't get to get content on day one if you're going to use YouTube for free. Sitting through 14 billion ads per video is not enough for us. No, we're going to tax you further. Oh, wait. You mean you pay $20 a month for YouTube Premium? You still don't get to get the video when it's released because we're going to fuck you off so that we can extract more of your money. That's what's happening. This platform should be dead. But guess what? Rumble is even worse. It takes 3 days to get a video approved on Rumble. The one and only platform that has never caused me any problems at all with approval of my content is the one platform, suspiciously, that the whole world tries to demonize. Now, isn't that a coincidence to all of you men out there? They demonized the trend. They tried to convince you the trend was evil. It was hepatotoxic, kidney toxic, neurotoxic. You can't run it for long periods of time. Maximum 8 weeks. It's a huge dumpster fire, and they lied. They lied. Tren is one of the best compounds ever devised by man. And OF is the platform equivalent of Trenbolone. They are lying to you. They are trying to convince you that OF is some evil playground for simps and losers and weasels. There's all kinds of content on that platform. The reason they demonize it is because they can't control it. They demonize OF because it's free. They demonize OF because it's uncensored. They demonize OF because OF lets you be who you really the fuck are, and they don't judge you or censor you for it like every other platform on earth, and that's the real reason it has the bad name that it does. As always, we'll see you on the next one.